6 months after the opening of the Yawan high-speed railway, the high-speed rail operation company has started conducting knowledge transfer training. Currently, a total of 72 future high-speed rail drivers began training in the daily operating carriages. Starting from April 2024, they have been conducting on-the-job training accompanied by professional high-speed rail drivers in China. Prior to this, they have learned theoretical knowledge in the previous stage of the classroom and has undergone simulation training on the train simulator. In on-the-job training activities, these future mechanics are directly involved in the entire process from the beginning to the end of the train, including equipment inspection, facility handover process, train startup and functional testing, train crane and track the journey from the starting point to the destination station in the cabin. Inside the carriage, future drivers can observe the running speed of trains, the communication process with the control center, communication and exchange with train attendants, handle emergency situations, and various work processes inside the driver's cabin. Due to language barriers, when candidate drivers encounter communication barriers during on-the-job training, there will be translation assistance, so that Indonesian drivers can understand the explanations provided by Chinese trainers well. Every time the train enters the station, Chinese trainers will conduct a training session for Indonesian driver candidates. Future train drivers need to understand the functions of various facilities inside the carriage and the standard operating procedures of the train. Currently, during on-the-job training, Indonesian train drivers can only observe the route before the starting station and the second station. Only when the train reaches the terminal station, when passengers disembark and park at the train warehouse, only then can direct operations be carried out. During practical operation, Indonesian train drivers need to operate high-speed trains with the accompaniment of professional mechanics and coaches. The high-speed rail operating company hopes to further enhance the learning ability and professional skills of Indonesian train drivers. This process also trained the physical endurance of future mechanics, so that when they go on duty in the future, being able to adapt both physically and mentally. As Indonesia's first high-speed rail, the knowledge transfer process is an important component of the Indonesia Rapid Train Project. The purpose is to enable Indonesians to independently operate the Yawan high-speed train. After the first batch of train drivers learned these knowledge, they can share this knowledge with their peers. To improve the overall level of Indonesian railways, not long ago, Foreign Minister Wang Yi held the 4th meeting of the China-Indonesia High-Level Dialogue and Cooperation Mechanism with Indonesian Minister of Coordination Luhut. Indonesian Minister of Coordination, Luhut, stated that since its commercial operation, the Yawan high-speed railway the passenger flow continues to rise, good benefits have been achieved. Indonesia plans to form a team with China, responsible for developing a high-speed railway connecting Jakarta and the capital of East Java, Surabaya. On April 17, the Yawan high-speed railway has officially opened and operated for at least 6 months. The passenger flow is showing a strong growth trend. A total of 2.56 million passengers have been sent. Transportation is safe, stable, and orderly. As the first high-speed railway in Southeast Asia, the Yawan high-speed railway, the entire line adopts Chinese standards, stimulated the enthusiasm of Southeast Asian countries to build high-speed railways, including Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, and other countries are accelerating the planning and implementation of high-speed rail projects. Indonesian Minister of Coordination, Luhut, stated that the development of the Jakarta-Surabaya high-speed railway should consider involving China, because China has experience in the 142.3-kilometer Yawan high-speed rail project. In this project, compared to other countries, China is the most promising country. In addition to experience and cost efficiency, Luhut said, Through cooperation with China, Indonesia does not need to change its development and operational system. We can continue to use the existing mechanisms of the Yawan high-speed railway. In addition, Indonesian President Joko also emphasized the necessity of accelerating the feasibility study of the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed rail extension during his meeting with the Chinese foreign minister. The plan is to expand the project to Surabaya, the second largest city in Indonesia, apart from high-speed rail projects. Lu Hute also discussed with Wang Yi the development plan of Kuala Dan Rong Port. He said, Kuala Dan Rong will cooperate with Ningbo Port, so that containers can be directly exported and sent abroad. Yawan high-speed railway. Can Chinese companies make money? When we talk about Vietnam's high-speed rail, Malaysia's high-speed rail, when it comes to the Pan-Asian high-speed railway, there is a viewpoint that suggests building high-speed trains in these places. We provide both technology and money. Why bother around? Today, let's take the Yawan high-speed railway as an example. Analyze it. China's high-speed rail will go out. Is it losing money to make a fuss or gaining both fame and fortune? Let's first analyze this part of our Chinese enterprise. Firstly, regarding the loan portion, the total cost of the Yawan high-speed railway is $7.5 billion. Our bank provides 75% of the loan, approximately $4.5 billion. This loan has a term of 40 years. The interest is 2. Adopting fixed loan interest rates. In this way, there is an annual interest of approximately 90 million. The total interest for 40 years is $3.6 billion. The second part is equity returns. The Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway is a consortium of Chinese and Indonesian enterprises. Adopting joint ventures. The model of cooperative construction and operation. Chinese enterprises hold at least 40% or more of the equity. This part. The next issue will be combined. Can this joint venture make money to introduce? Let's go back to the construction part of the Yawan high-speed railway. The Yawan high-speed railway, which cost $7.5 billion to build, where did all the money go? There is a viewpoint that more than 60% of the investment funds have returned to Chinese companies. Not much, not much. We will list a few specific items. Firstly, the construction of high-speed rail lines and stations. Design costs. Compared to Chinese design companies that have already built tens of thousands of kilometers of high-speed rail, this money is relatively easy to earn. Although the construction of the Yawan high-speed railway line and stations driven 50,000 local people in Indonesia to engage in the high-speed rail industry. But training these 50,000 people, all are Chinese personnel, large-scale mechanical equipment for the construction of high-speed railway lines and stations. Basically, it belongs to Chinese enterprises. The entire 142.3 kilometers, the 38,000-ton railway tracks laid are from Panzahua, the first batch of 11 Fuxing trains. The unit price will not be lower than RMB 170 million. In short, the entire system of the Yawan high-speed railway, all come from Chinese companies. This is what happened back then. Why do Japanese companies issue interest rates of 1,000th? He sells design, selling equipment, selling software, selling patents, selling training. His income is much higher than the interest earned. Now, our Chinese company has built the Yawan high-speed railway. We can indeed sell designs, selling equipment, selling software, selling patents, selling training. You can earn money, even if we jointly build a high-speed rail manufacturing factory with Indonesia in the future. There's nothing to worry about in this mode, since China's reform and opening up in the 1980s. From the perspective of the automotive industry, a world-renowned automotive brand, they all joined forces with us to build factories. Our automotive industry has undergone earth-shattering changes, and these world-renowned car brands As long as you sincerely cooperate with us, everyone earns a lot of money. How many brands are cooperating with us? The money earned is over 100 billion yuan. Our high-speed rail is also like this. We have to go out. Only then will there be broader prospects. China's high-speed rail won the title of deity in Indonesia during World War I. Why has Japan been tinkering with India and Vietnam for over a decade? Not a single line has been built. Is it really what some people say? Is China's high-speed rail technology more advanced than Japan's? The truth behind it will surprise you. We have a trick in China. Japanese people can't learn it in 100 years. In the past few months, the Yawan high-speed railway is flashing its screen. It has become a global sensation. It has also become a popular destination for global bloggers to experience check-in. China's high-speed rail can be called the god of World War I. The Yawan high-speed rail has also become a benchmark project for China's high-speed rail to go abroad and a global business card for Chinese manufacturing. In fact, China is building this high-speed rail line. I have also experienced many setbacks, from the groundbreaking in 2016 to the completion and opening to traffic in 2023. It took more than 7 years. In this process, this project has also faced countless doubts and obstacles. Even many people attempt to cause destruction. The successful are the kings and the defeated are the bandits. We have built it. It's the winner, compared to others. Japan's high-speed rail, which started earlier than China, but they suffered consecutive failures in India and Vietnam. The first high-speed rail project in India, the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail, was snatched away from China by Japan at great cost. Construction began in 2017. The original plan was to deliver and operate in 2022. As a result, only 10 kilometers have been built so far. The completion and opening to traffic are far away. The Vietnam North-South high-speed railway project won by Japan is even more grand. The total length exceeds 1,500 kilometers, designed speed of 350 kilometers per hour. The plan is to start construction in 2014. The entire line will be opened before 2035. Now 10 years have passed, but no land has been moved. Someone said, the Indian high-speed railway was deceived by Indians by Japanese people, and the Vietnamese high-speed rail was deceived by the Japanese. This statement makes sense. But it doesn't make sense. I only saw the surface of things, not able to see through deeper issues. High-speed rail is already a huge project. The various factors behind it are also very complex. Moreover, with a long time span, there will be many variables. However, if we compare China's success in the Yawan high-speed rail project, looking at Japan's failures in India and Vietnam, you can see deeper issues. Actually, it's all for the same reason. If you insist that our high-speed rail technology is more advanced than Japan, that's not objective either. The reason for this is also unrelated to technology. Let's first take a look at the Yawan high-speed railway. The total investment of the project is as high as $7.3 billion. Among them, Indonesia accounts for 60, China accounts for 40. However, Indonesia's project funds mainly come from low-interest loans from the China Development Bank. So, in fact, this is basically a high-speed railway built with over 90% investment from China. Simply put, it was built with China's assistance. China has not only paid high construction costs after completion, it also suffered losses in terms of operation and cost recovery. The operating rights of the Yawan high-speed railway are only 50 years. That means within 50 years, Yawan High-Speed Rail Operation Company aims to return $7.3 billion in principal and interest to China during its operations. China is considered not to be losing money, according to Darmaningtya, a local transportation analyst in Jakarta. It will take at least 40 years for the Yawan high-speed railway to reach its operating break-even point. So, the investment in the Yawan high-speed railway is significant. The cost recovery cycle is also excessively long. Only China can achieve it. If Japanese people come to do it, it's impossible to succeed at all. Why? Due to China's economic system, compared to Japan, it has significant advantages. China's large-scale foreign aid projects are all carried out by state-owned enterprises or even central enterprises. State-owned banks also provide loan funds. Simply put, it means the country's outward investment. And what about Japan? They are all private enterprises doing it, even if the loan is still provided by the bank. But the company still needs to repay it. If encountering high-speed rail with high investment, long-cycle projects. In addition, in the early stage of winning the bid, we had to compete with each other, lower the price again. Japanese private enterprises will carefully calculate costs during the construction process, continuously revise or even increase the budget. For example, the Indian high-speed railway, it's because after the construction started, it was discovered that the cost of land acquisition and demolition was huge. Japanese companies are meticulous in their budgeting, even haggling over every detail, causing resentment and even lack of cooperation among Indians. The result cannot proceed. Vietnam's high-speed rail project has also experienced a similar situation, because the planned construction amount is too large, causing Vietnam to drag on and on. Inflation actually leads to a continuous increase in investment amounts. Take the latest plan as an example. The planned speed has been reduced from 320 km per hour to 180 to 225 km per hour. The total investment calculated by Japanese engineers has risen from over $50 billion to approximately $64.8 billion. Additionally, the project will be divided into 3 phases of construction. It takes about 16 years to complete. It may not be able to keep up with the pace of inflation. Japanese private companies are certainly very afraid of causing high losses. What about Vietnamese people? The Japanese have repeatedly raised their budgets. They feel cheated by the Japanese. Similar examples include: a strange event occurred in Vietnam at the end of last year. The Ho Chi Minh City Subway Line 1 project is about to be completed. The Japanese side, however, stated that system debugging required for subway operation, personnel training, security and operation and maintenance projects are not within the scope of the contract. Vietnam needs to pay extra. Both sides will not compromise with each other. The project is now stalled. Finally, Vietnam found Guangzhou Metro, helped them complete transportation planning.